We're following an interesting breaking news story for you this afternoon. Power lines are pulled down along with power poles. Traffic's been impacted, power's been impacted. People are evacuated out of this area. So 35th Avenue and Dunlap. Our William Pitts is out there now. I know, William, you literally just arrived on scene a couple of minutes ago, but show us around and what do you have there?
Yeah, we're told right now 34 people are without power. That's down from about 2,000 about an hour ago. But take a look. This is what we're dealing with over here. These are the power poles. They're not the massive power poles, as I watch to make sure nobody's coming. As we're not talking about the major power poles. We're talking about these guys. These are kind of like feeder lines. But this is what's left over now that semi-truck came through here. So you've got one right over there that broke off. That's sitting in a backyard. This one is sitting at an angle. All these lines are still attached, though, and it keeps going down there. You can see there's another one broken off about halfway down the block, another one flipped over into somebody's yard. The semi-truck itself that hit all of these is way down there. A photographer tells me it's about 4 blocks or so. We were talking to a homeowner who said his wife saw the entire thing. She said that the semi-truck came down here. This is Butler, 36th and Butler. And something in the back of that semi-truck, they thought it was a generator, they're not really sure, clipped one of the poles or the lines, caught it, and then the semi-truck kept driving. Apparently didn't know that he was towing all of these behind him, broke them off in succession. And eventually, when he noticed that he was trailing 5 power poles, we're told, and a bunch of energized power lines, finally stopped. Of course, power was out to the entire area at that point. We know SRP is on scene here, taking a look and de-energizing these lines, getting everything packed up, and trying to get power on to as many people as possible. But you can see this has been about an hour. All these lines are still sitting here and still laying in place. It's going to take a little while to clean all of this up. Again, 34 people, we're told right now, without power, down from 2,000, but also we're told no one was hurt in this crash. Just very bizarre that this semi-truck driving down here clips all of these poles, takes these lines out, and knocks out power to an entire neighborhood. Troy?
Yeah, and it takes blocks and blocks of those lines down, because where you're pointing, well, now we've seen some aerials where you actually can see the power line going over the back. It's a big flatbed semi that looks like it does have very large generators on the back. But you have to figure, we're showing the aerials right now, well, if you can't see this, but you would have to think that truck went underneath any number of power lines to get into that neighborhood before it snagged this one. So you wonder if that one line was low or if something else happened.
Well, this is 36th and Butler. This is one of the older neighborhoods. It's around Cortez High School. And if we're coming back to me right here, you can kind of see one of the lines. I mean, this line that's right here is attached to, I'm going to call it a feeder pole. These are the poles that are up in these kind of older neighborhoods like 36th and Butler that sit in alleyways. Alleyways don't exist everywhere in Phoenix, but they do in this area. And they're very, very low because they provide power and back in the day, telephone service directly into the house, to the corner of your house. So, yeah, all around in here, they are kind of drooping down pretty low. I don't know about right into here, but obviously low enough that what was in the back of that semi-truck clipped one of them. They would have thought they had enough clearance, but obviously did not. And then, you're driving a big semi-truck. You don't actually know if you hit anything. You can't feel it. You're not really sure what's going on. And then all of a sudden you realize you've been trailing 5 power poles for the last 5-6 blocks. And all of these energized power lines behind you. So yeah, obviously one of them was drooping down a little lower than it should have been, but this is kind of the area where that does happen. These kind of cross the street just to, get power into these homes.
Yeah, and we also had a report, and you reported it as well, that we had some evacuations in the area. Do you know if those power lines have been de-energized? Because, I mean, a power line on the ground can kill you.
I don't know if they've been de-energized or not. I was listening, trying to hear the pop, but I would assume that by this point, an hour later, that they have been de-energized. And, some people have been evacuated, we're told, but others we know are still in here. We just saw a couple of people pop into the front yard of this house right here, the green one with the power poles in the backyard and on the side and the line stretching across there. So those people are still in there, obviously staying away from all of these lines. But I'm not hearing any popping. I'm not seeing any sparking. I'm assuming at this point that they have been de-energized because all of these crews are, basically trying to just clean everything up out here.
Yeah, strange scene out there, Will. Okay, thank you for the reporting. I'm sure we'll catch up with you later on today on later editions at 12 News. We did just get a report also that the Red Cross is out there helping people who may be out of their homes, at least even temporarily. So, Will, thank you. We'll check in with you later.